Naomi admits to attacking Jade Cargill, Belair ends tag team. In an emotional segment on Friday's episode of SmackDown, Bianca Belair demanded answers from her friends. Eventually, Naomi admitted to attacking Jade Cargill out of jealousy. This led to Belair ending their tag team and another attack by Cargill. Naomi says, "I did it." Belair came to the ring on SmackDown and wanted answers after watching Cargill attack Naomi at Elimination Chamber. Finding it hard to believe that Naomi could have attacked their friend, she didn't know because no one would answer her attempts to reach out. Belair called Naomi to the ring, and she showed up with a full neck brace on. Naomi grabbed the mic and dodged Belair's questions at first, suggesting the EST ignore the outside noise. Belair was growing frustrated and suggested Naomi was doing everything but answering the question, and emotional Naomi had a tear in her eye when she eventually said, "I did it." She then claimed she did it for Belair, as Cargill had been piggybacking off of Belair for months, trying to argue that Cargill was having the time of her life. Naomi was just looking out for Belair, even though she herself had been pushed to the sidelines. Belair had tears in her eyes when she claimed that it hurt so much because she loved Naomi. She then said that their tag team days were over. As she left the ring, Naomi pleaded for her not to walk away from their duo. Naomi then turned her sadness into anger and called Belair an ungrateful bit. Cargill gets another beating in on Naomi. As this was all going on, an SUV pulled into the backstage area of the arena, and Cargill stepped out. She made her way to the ring, paused to look at Belair, and proceeded to the squared circle to attack Naomi. Naomi tried to run, but Cargill caught her and laid in a beating that left Naomi unconscious. Where things go from here, that much is unclear. It feels like Naomi has turned heel, but it wasn't an obvious turn. It appears the team of Belair and Naomi is no more. As for Cargill's alliance with Belair, that is up in the air. Cargill didn't seem to take issue with the EST, but things didn't look incredibly friendly, and there's some repairing of that relationship that appears to be needed. These were two extremely solid performances from Belair and Naomi. Fans were heavily invested and hanging on to every word. She stated that she was only focused on finding out who she was going to face at WrestleMania when Rhea Ripley talked on Iyo Sky with the women's world title on the line. Out of respect for Jade and Naomi, I just don't want to talk about it before I can talk to both of them. It's confusing, it's bittersweet for me because I do feel guilty. I feel guilty because just as sad as I am about what happened, I am equally just as proud about what I accomplished at Elimination Chamber. Belair's nonchalance led many online to believe that she was turning heel and that she could be the real perpetrator in the hole who attacked Jade Cargill. Saga, current WWE champion, sends a two-word message to Naomi and Bianca Belair after their emotional confrontation. Naomi and Bianca Belair were involved in an emotional exchange on this week's episode of WWE Smackdown. On X, Chelsea Green reacted to their segment with a two-word message. The Storm was ambushed backstage in November during an episode of SmackDown, forcing her out of action for several months. Amid her absence, Naomi started teaming up with Bianca Belair as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions before losing the titles to Liv Morgan and Raqil Rodriguez on the February 24th, 2025 edition of Raw. Cargill returned at the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event, where she attacked Naomi, taking her out of the chamber match even before it began. This week on SmackDown, the latter confessed that she was the mastermind behind the attack, leading to an emotional exchange between her and Belair. The segment concluded with Cargill attacking Naomi. On X, Green reacted to the segment. The reigning Women's United States Champion sent a two-word message. Cargill, Belair, and Naomi were allies for several months on the Blue brand. The trio even teamed up for a six-woman tag team match against Darm Ctrl at last year's WrestleMania XL. Heading into this year's show, the stage seems set for a singles match between Cargill and Naomi. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair is set to challenge Iyo Sky for the WWE Women's World Championship. Jade Cargill's attacker finally confesses. Huge betrayal sees team end, and Bianca Belair in tears. The reality of Jade Cargill's attack was finally revealed on WWE Smackdown after Bianca Belair and Naomi confronted each other. The answer is finally out there. For the first time since seeing Naomi attacked by Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair decided to address what had happened. She said that while she should have been at the top of the world after winning the Elimination Chamber match and heading to WrestleMania, she was Nia Jax beats Naomi, Notch's third WWE Women's title defense in SmackDown main event. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax retained her championship on WWE Smackdown, in part thanks to interference on her behalf over Naomi. Naomi pinned Jax last month after interference from Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and Raqil Rodriguez before Crown Jewel. Jax started off the match hot, immediately getting her opponent in the corner and overpowering her. Naomi hit a rear view for a near fall on Jax, but the champion followed it up with a pop-up Samoan drop and set Naomi up for the Annihilator, but Naomi knocked her off to the outside, then took her out from the top rope. The broadcast cut to the back, and Morgan and Rodriguez were seen taking out WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Naomi got Jax back in the ring, but Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton attacked Naomi from behind. Naomi was able to counter a body slam from Jax, but the champion kicked out. Stratton tried to interfere again, but Bayley took her out. Naomi hit a split-legged moonsault, and Jax barely kicked out. Candice LeRae appeared to take out Bayley. Jax hit a Samoan drop from the second rope, dragged Naomi to the corner, and finally hit the Annihilator to retain. For those who missed the first SmackDown of the year, here are the results of all the matches that took place, as well as notes on the other highlights that happened during this episode. The show started with footage of last week's episode, breaking down the situation between SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis ordering Kevin Owens to hand over the Winged Eagle WWE Championship title, as he's not the rightful champion, and the setup of Cody Rhodes challenging Owens to a ladder match for the belt at Royal Rumble after that. Cody Rhodes cut a promo where he said he was technically not cleared to wrestle tonight. Drew McIntyre interrupted. He gave some words of wisdom to the American Nightmare about how he, Cody, is the quarterback of the best roster the company has ever had, and Rhodes needs a friend to watch his back, so he's there as part of the transfer window. He always tells the truth. Rhodes equated his experience of leaving WWE to come back and finish the story to what happened with McIntyre as well, and put over the Scottish Warrior's successes. But he doesn't believe him, and he knows that Drew wants a shot at the title. McIntyre reiterated that he's here to help him, not hurt him, and as he was leaving, told him to watch his back, just as Kevin Owens jumped Rhodes from behind. McIntyre just casually walked away, and officials came out to separate Rhodes and Owens. Mercedes Moné picks upcoming Naomi WWE Smackdown. JR current AWTBS champion Mercedes Moné has commented ahead of Naomi and Bayley's upcoming WWE Smackdown match. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax is set to defend her championship at WWE Bad Blood next weekend, but her opponent is not yet known. On last week's episode of SmackDown, Bayley and Naomi both pinned Nia during a tornado tag team match, with them set to face off against each other on this week's episode of the show. Taking to Twitter today, Naomi asked her followers for help in choosing which of two ring gear she should wear for the match, showcasing a new wig and other Uno-themed gear. Responding to the question, AWTBS champion Mercedes Moné responded, picking the Uno-themed gear for Naomi, saying, "Is there a heel turn in Naomi's future in the WWE?